And welcome in, IllinoisPrep.com. Back at it here for the fall of 2011, talking girls high school swimming. And as we will see throughout this show and throughout the season, much has stayed the same, as in your top 10 teams. As always, you can get at us on Twitter, at SkylarIPrep. And as always, in those Twitter messages, hashtag iPrep, and hit the message boards. We're posting a lot of good stuff, a lot of preview stuff for girls swimming, a lot of event predictions, analysis on the top 10 teams, and certainly, get on the message boards, give me what you think, and as always, I will do my best to respond. Jumping right in here, the thing that I noticed at last year's state meet, when you're, especially on Saturday, when you're seeing all the girls get the medals, not a lot of seniors. And that's why when you look at the rankings, New Trier, Rosary, Loyola. The only difference between last year and this year's predictions, Rosary, Loyola flip-flop for second and third. You still got, if you got Neuqua fourth right now. The only reason they weren't up in that top 5 range last year is because they jumped 2 relays. I can't remember the last time a team that was that good jumped 2 relays, 2 more significant relays, because they were both top 6, and they jumped them on Saturday. Neuqua, Fenwick, and then Glenbrook South, who's our number 6 school. I think these are 3 teams that I think Neuqua could make a push this year if everything goes right for a trophy. But I think Neuqua, Fenwick, and Glenbrook South next year is when they're really, really going to be some of the favorites for trophies, when Loyola, Rosary, and even New Trier, even though they reload like nobody else, will lose some more significant seniors than especially Fenwick and Neuqua Valley. A lot of young talent. But jumping in here, to start off the meet, the first person in the water, your 50 backstroker, I've got Glenbrook South winning. Olivia Smoliga is going to get him out front. It was really hard for me to pick them over New Trier. New Trier's got 3 out of 4 back, and they've got a very strong 50 freestyler that is going to fill in for them. They lost Megan Marchuk off that relay, but to replace her, they have, again, a lot of young talent. When you look at Elizabeth Good, can jump onto that relay. The rest of the top 6, again, Loyola, you're going to see that 3 times. They've decided that over a career, Evan Swenson's going to be on 3 relays. And when you have one elite sprinter like that, I think that's good, because if you can get those 3 relays in the top 6, that's going to be more valuable than any second event that Evan Swenson's going to swim. Neuqua, Fenwick, again, and Rosary, top 5 teams, really the top 6 in the medley relay. Those are the top 6 teams in my team predictions as we start the season. That bottom 6, Hinsdale Central, I have them 7th. A lot of senior leadership with Kaufman and Hyde Camp and Cody, and so this is going to be a very strong year for them, and they need to take advantage of the experience they have in their senior class. The 200 free, again, you're going to see a lot of New Trier and Rosary, 2 each for them in the top 6. Rachel Starr, I've got her winning it. I think she is going to be the senior swimmer of the year. I think that the only girl that has a chance maybe to steal that from her would be Samantha James, because if New Trier wins and James wins some relays, wins an individual event, they might give it to her. But I think Rachel Starr is going to be the only senior to win 2 individual events. In the IM, I've got a 1-2 for St. Charles East. Garland for Loyola can really make a push. She had a really great Saturday last year, but it's easier when you're blowing everybody out in the consolation heat. If you got to do it on that finals pressure, I think that's really that's what shows me that you're really one of the top people in the state. And the 50 free, again, Smoliga. I think she's going to break the state record in the 50 this year. I was surprised she didn't do it last year after she went so fast, slipping on the block on Friday. I thought she'd come back breaking Saturday, but I think this will be the year she does it in the 50 free. Again, Evan Swenson, this is their one individual. But, the 50, so many things have to go right. It's the turn, it's the start. More technician involved in the 50 free than any other event, just because those tenths are so precious. Running through it really quick here, I think I have Wells from Glenbrook South in the bottom 6, and as I go forward, it's something I'm going to touch on because I think that Glenbrook South's short sprinters are actually better than their 100 freestylers, but we'll get more to that when we get to the free relays. When we come back, we'll get a quick break. It's going to be my first big switching of events for a swimmer, and it's going to be a big one when we come back here talking girls swimming at IllinoisPrep.com. Welcome back in, IllinoisPrep.com. Skylar King talking girls swimming. First show of the year. Rehashing last year, looking ahead to this upcoming season and what we might see at the state meet. 100 butterfly, I've got Gabby Sims making the switch. Samantha James is a defending champ. Gabby Sims was all over her last year, but I think if you take a look at what Gabby Sims is capable of in the fly, I think she probably would have swam the fly last year if her sister wasn't already in it. They had more point potential, obviously, to split them up. But I see her winning the fly. Heidkamp and Sue, the 2 seniors, will be right there trying to take it away from her. But again, 2 Rosary swimmers in the top 6 for me. I think that that's going to be what lets Rosary make a run at New Trier, is that they do have a lot of top end talent that's going to get them a couple of double top 6s. So in the 100, to me, that means Samantha James is going to repeat. That means that Riley Schroeder from Neuqua Valley is going to get the opportunity to get into the top 12 with that extra spot opened up. So it'll be 2 scores from Neuqua with Gia Del Sandro also returning. But again, you got New Trier, Fenwick, Loyola, Rosary in that top 6. Sprinters is what wins trophies, and those are all the teams that are going to be competing for the trophies. In the 500 free, this is where Rachel Starr locks up Senior Swimmer of the Year, double state champ, 2, 5, following in the footsteps of her brother, who was double state champion as a senior for Lake Forest. She's going to be chased by Marchuk of New Trier, Emma Smith, St. Charles, Costley of New Trier, and Lawner of Rosary. So more top 6 domination for New Trier and Rosary there. I also have Maddie Sims in my bottom 6, which that's going to make her a double score rider in the bottom 6 of the IM, which be nice for her. She had a rough Friday as a freshman last year. You really saw her come on Saturday, especially in that medley relay that set a state record for Downers North. In the 200 relay, I alluded to this earlier, Glenbrook South, I think this would be their better relay. I think Smoliga's 50 free would have more impact than her 100 free on the 400 relay. Either way, it's going to score, but I think the 200 relay would be top 6, whereas I don't see their 400 relay making top 6. Even with Smoliga, will it hurt her backstroke a little? Yeah. But it's not going to make it so she doesn't win the backstroke. And so for the total point scoring, I think that would be the move there. But Rosary, Fenwick, Loyola, New Trier, Neuqua, and Hinsdale Central up there now. Those are the other teams in the top 7. And so you really see through all these relays that the top teams, it's because they have the relays. That's where all the points are scored. And that's how you win trophies. In the backstroke against Smoliga, I have her getting the win, followed by Sims, Dale Sandro, and the New Trier duo, James and Sutherland. Smoliga is so far out there. Again, the thing that you might be deprived of if she does swim the 200 free relay, you might be deprived from making a run at that national record in the backstroke. And that's certainly a decision that head coach Kelly Timpson's got to make. She does have 1 year left, so do you want to give her as many opportunities as you can there, or do you want to go for a relay 1 year and maybe the backstroke another? Again, it's not going to be an easy decision to make. In the breaststroke, I really wanted to pick Sellers from Natia, but I've got Kuntz repeating as part of Rosary's big push to unseat the Trevians as the state champions. So Kuntz 1, Sellers 2, Riley Hayward, New Trier 3, Garland Loyola 4, Childs, and Taylor, actually in reverse order, Taylor then Childs of Neuqua Valley 5 and 6, rounding out that top half. Again, based on the way I scored the meet, this puts Rosary 2 points up going into that final relay, and so anything can happen. But in that 400 relay, I've got New Trier winning, followed by Fenwick, Loyola, then Rosary. That's going to be a 10-point swing there in favor of New Trier. that will give them, based on the way I scored the meet, a 193-185 edge over Rosary. And when you think about that 185 point total for Rosary, that would have won them most of the state meets in the last 10 years. So we're talking about two really, really strong elite teams. We probably haven't seen a 1-2 this strong in a lot of years. Again, that'll follow by Loyola, Neuqua, and Fenwick rounding out the top 5. Then your second 5, Glenbrook South, Hinsdale Central, Naperville North, St. Charles East, and Lake Forest. Again, Neuqua and Fenwick, look out for them next year. I think just looking at all the sophomores and freshmen they have, especially Fenwick, 8 underclassmen swam state relay legs for them last year, and their relays were either top 6 or right there. And Neuqua, the junior class this year, very strong. Again, Hinsdale Central, we talked about the seniors. Lake Forest, senior swimmer of the year, Rachel Starr. And Naperville North has got Jen Law, a strong IMer flyer who's a senior, to help their relays. And then St. Charles East, Chapco, and Emma Smith, the IMer. And then, the 500 for Emma Smith, the breaststroke for Chapco, really going to boost their medley and one of their free relays to clinch a top 10 finish for the Saints. As we close up here, at Skylar iPrep, decide to follow me on Twitter. Going to be a lot of meets this season, tweeting out a lot of stuff, a lot of big times. I tweeted out that Naperville City meet. Saw Andy Eichen go 20.88. I mean, I always heard that was intense. I was disappointed. Most of the girls were at the sectional meet, so we missed a lot of their stuff. Hashtag iPrep also when you're on Twitter. And then hit the message boards. That's how you'll get to myself and all the other Illinois Prep personalities here, whether it's girls swimming or football or any of the other sports. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to give you some of our feedback. So until next time, this has been Skylar King on IllinoisPrep.com Swimming.